Oh, hello. Welcome back. My name is Alyssa. And if you're new here, we talk about all things sustainable living, conscious consumption, thrifting, community. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you stick around and subscribe because I would love to have you here. Today, I wanted to walk you through my fast fashion / slow fashion journey and also give you some of my best thrifting tips. So if you didn't already hear me talk about it in previous videos, I did definitely used to have a shopping problem as a whole, but specifically a clothing shopping problem, something that I think is very unfortunately common in young women. I worked at a local boutique for 7 years, and because of that, I was surrounded by girls who were practically models wearing the clothes all the time, plus constantly being surrounded by new styles and constantly feeling bored of what we already had or what was already in my closet. And with the combination of working there and also just regular societal pressures on young women, it made me really chase trend cycles and constantly chase something new. I thought I needed a new outfit for each event, each vacation, and I was not buying high quality things that really paired well with my personal style. They were cheaply made, fast fashion items that I could afford at the time, and ironically, I was left with a closet full. However, it was full with things I didn't even like. The clothes were itchy, they were poor quality, they didn't last very long, they laid very badly on me, and it was not until I started my sustainability journey and learned more about the mistreatment of garment workers overseas, and sometimes even in the United States, that I realized I don't want this treatment of women, of garment workers, to be reflective of my personal style. I don't think that aligns with my values at all. But it was really confusing because sustainable fashion can be really expensive. You're looking at t-shirts that are plain starting at $50 or more. Heavens forbid you want like a dress or something really cute, you will get charged a pretty penny for it. So what was the golden solution? It was thrifting. At first, it felt a little overwhelming and it felt like there wasn't a lot of options if you're not a straight size person, but I got the hang of it. I gathered some tips and I'm going to share them with you today in hopes that it helps you on your slow fashion journey. Okay, the first few things are kind of mindset shifts I need you to adapt. Do you know that thrift store fatigue? Like you'll be standing in the thrift store going through the racks and then all of a sudden your hands feel dirty, your head hurts, the music sounds a little too loud, and you are just like tapped out, done. So because of that, step number one is to get comfortable, okay? Because your sacrifice here is time, right? Because I was treating shopping like a hobby. I spent so much time thinking about it and browsing online. I just shifted that time to being in the thrift stores to help save me money. So since you might be there a while, you want to get comfortable. If you want a fun beverage like a coffee or a soda, get that. Also make sure you bring water, stay hydrated. Sometimes you end up being there longer than you expect. Definitely make sure you have a snack on you or that you ate right before. If you think it's kind of loud, you don't like the music, bring headphones, comfortable outfit, comfortable shoes. You're going to be standing looking through the racks. The next tip is to look at everything. You have to remember that thrift stores are not styled for you like standard boutiques. When I worked at a boutique, not only did we have outfits we took out and hung facing you as an outfit on the wall, but we also had mannequins. We had displays for different seasons, different vibes, different colors. And you have to remember, you are not getting that at the thrift store. You're lucky if they separate by size, honestly. So make that shift in your head and know to look at everything because of it. Hey, remember when I said I have a shopping problem? That can easily remanifest in the thrift stores. Suddenly everything is cheaper. You feel like you can buy so much more. So one question that I always ask myself with every piece I pick up that really helps me is, could I see myself wearing this piece 5 times within the next year? If the answer is no, then it is simply not versatile enough for your closet and you should put it back. Next, you need to learn what you like. So the first tip I have for you is to learn what fabrics and cuts you like on your body. Honestly, try on a few of your favorite outfits and snap photos of you in them so that you know what cuts you are looking for, and also look at the fabric content. A lot of people like the way natural fibers lay on their body. They have a much more organic, breathable shape and feel to them. Take photos of the tags, see what the fabric content consists of, and then look for that when you're out thrifting. And the second tip in this portion is to actually try on fast fashion at fast fashion stores. When I very first started trying to thrift all of my clothing, I was so used to these fast fashion brands and what I liked there that I didn't really want to let that go quite yet. So what I would do is actually go to these stores, try on the clothes there and then look for that exact item on eBay, on Poshmark, on Facebook Marketplace, or just take a picture of it and know that I was looking for something similar sometime soon. The next set of tips has to do with keeping track of things. And to help you with that, we have today's sponsor, which is myself. Yeah, we don't have a sponsor, so I'm my sponsor. I'm going to talk about something I made for you guys. There are 3 things I love to track at the thrift stores. 1, everything that is on my thrift wish list, so things that I'm just looking to find. 2, a track of each thrift store I visit and what I notice they have an abundance of. And 3, I like to track what brands of clothing I tend to gravitate towards, so I know to seek out those tags in the future. If you want help doing this, I have created my first ever Notion template called the Green Living Tracker. I absolutely love Notion. It's a great, free, accessible, customizable source for you to access this document. And the Green Living Tracker is full of things I've actually used throughout my sustainability journey. There are logs for mindful consumption. There's your thrifting wish list and database. There are journaling, affirmations, and guided prompts for being in nature. And most importantly, it has these monthly pages that are themed for each month, where I have hand-selected 5 pieces of educational content correlating with themes and national holidays of each month. I put a lot of love into this Notion tracker, and I really hope you enjoy it. If you want to check it out, it's $5.99. I've linked it below, and your support on things like this really helps keep my content free, so your support means everything. Next are my set of practical tips when you're actually physically in the thrift store. Number 1, it's important to note that a lot of thrift stores got rid of their dressing rooms during COVID. Because of this, I highly recommend wearing tight-fitting clothing, even if you wear a loose jacket or something over top of them, so that you can easily try on pieces just to make sure that they fit. I have made the mistake of not doing this more than once, and I always regret it. I love wearing some kind of full bodysuit with a jacket so that it doesn't feel like I'm just walking around in like a wrestling suit or something. And then I'm able to easily take off the jacket, throw on pieces that I like, make sure they're the right size. Number 2, keep your eye out for those tag sales. A lot of thrift stores, whether it's a chain thrift store or a local thrift store, will often have colored tag sales that they mark 50% off, 25% off, whatever it is. Look around the store, you'll see signs for them, and keep your eyes on those because those could help you make some decisions on some of your yes, nos, and maybes. Number 3, do not go in looking for a hyper-specific item. You'll likely be disappointed. You can't guarantee what's going to be at the thrift stores. Instead, I like to go in with a color palette, a mood, a vibe, a general aesthetic and color that I'm leaning towards, because that'll help open you up to possibilities. Because again, remember, these items are not going to be styled for you. You have to style them yourself. Number 4, talk to the employees. Ask them if there's a best time to go. Now, sometimes with more popular or larger thrift stores, they're going to tell you there's no good or bad time to come, that they are constantly overwhelmed with getting new items and constantly restocking the store. But some other places I've noticed, particularly smaller thrift stores, if you make small talk with the employees and you end up asking, hey, I'm looking for X type of clothes, what day of the week do you typically restock that or see an influx of donations come in? I've had a few times where they actually had an answer. And number 5, I think a tip you'll hear very often is that you should go to wealthier neighborhoods and see their thrift stores. And I think that might be great if you're looking for a lot of trendy items possibly, but I think a really underrated tip is going to older neighborhoods. And by older neighborhoods, I mean neighborhoods that are very established and have been around for a really long time. I live in an area where there's buildings out here from the 1860s. So to say the least, it's pretty old, pretty established as a neighborhood. But with that comes some really good thrifting, because you know you're going to have something from all different decades, from when they made clothes with more natural fibers. And also, besides clothes, the vintage home decor you'll get at the thrift stores, also amazing. Next up, the investment piece of thrifting. Besides your time, there are a few simple, cheap things you could also choose to invest in, or not. You could definitely just keep it as buying things as is and wearing them as is. I do that most of the time. But I want to remind you that RIT dye is $4 or less, meaning you can change the color of most pieces, especially white pieces of clothing. 2, pill shavers are a great way to revive old pieces that you may really like but look a little dingy. And 3, tailoring is your friend. Whether you actually know a tailor you can take pieces to that don't fit you perfectly, or there are actually a lot of local laundromats laundromats that will have an on-site tailor who can do simple things like adjust sizing, hem something, add a button, and it's pretty affordable, so check that out too. And lastly, I want to tell you about everything that I put in my thrifting kit on an ideal day when I'm going thrifting. Meaning, like, ideally, I remember to take all of these things. Number 1 is hand sanitizer, self-explanatory. Number 2 to go with that could also be gloves. This is particular if you're going to something like the Goodwill bins, or you know you're going to be like really digging through items. Number 3, a measuring tape. This is especially great if you don't want to try things on, you just want to measure the width and the length of pieces and compare them to pieces you already know you love the fit of. Number 4, a little bit of cash. There are a lot of thrift stores, especially small thrift stores, that only accept cash for purchases under $10, under $15. So bringing that $10 to $15 with you can help avoid a debacle where you're not able to use your credit card. Number 5 is definitely optional, but it's perfume. Sometimes after a day of thrifting, if I have to go somewhere else right after that is not home, I feel like I just smell like the thrift store. So a little bit of body mist, a little bit of perfume. Number 6, a reusable tote bag. Not all thrift stores, especially locally owned thrift stores, have bags to give you. A lot of places like that go bagless nowadays. So bring your own reusable tote. You should be trying to remember to do that anyways. Just keep it in your car. Number 7 is water, and number 8 is snacks. Kind of like how we touched on at the beginning of this video, avoid that thrift store fatigue. And number 10, headphones and a really good Spotify playlist. I love to listen to like pop music when I'm in the thrift store. So if you are very similar, I actually have a Spotify playlist. You can access it for free. That's like what I listen to in my headphones at the thrift store, specifically when I'm shopping for clothes. But that is all I have for you today. I hope this helps you realize that thrifting can really be better for your budget. It can be better for the planet, and it can also be better for your creativity and finding your own personal style. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video because I enjoyed making it. If you did like it, I hope you choose to like and subscribe. Your support helps keep my work free, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, love you. Bye.